I would like to go over the tool expectations of the students in the Vocational Carpentry program at Plymouth South High School. Our goal is to get you established with a basic toolkit so you can be employed and even make some money on your own while you're in school. Tape measures. I would prefer that you buy a Stanley tape measure in the silver style like this. There are no cheats or fractions written out on the tape measure. This is a high quality tape measure. Highly recommend it. So please buy the 25-foot Stanley tape measure. Also need a toolbox. Your toolbox should be 10 inches high, 11 inches wide, and 26 inches long. If it's smaller than that, all your tools won't fit. The piece to your tool list is the combination screwdriver. It simply has a handle, a shaft, and then on each end of the shaft is a combination screwdriver bit. It has a small and large, either flat or Phillips drive. You don't need anything fancier than that. It's very inexpensive. I would like you to buy chisels that have a 5-inch blade. A blade about 5 inches long from here to here. Please don't buy a chisel with a wooden handle. These are wonderful chisels, but they're not for the kind of work you'll be mostly doing, and you'll ruin the handle trying to hit it with a metal hammer. So don't buy a wooden handle. Please buy a plastic handle. Please buy a blade longer than this one, about 4 to 5 inches long. One of the other pieces to this is that it has a plastic handle and it has a metal top for striking with a metal hammer. They'll last a long time. Highly recommend the plastic handled chisel with a 4 to 5 inch blade. You're going to be paying $15 to $20 per chisel if you're buying a good quality chisel. Not a high quality chisel, but a good quality. High and extremely high quality can go as high as $2,000 for one chisel. We're not doing that, but we do need a chisel that will hold an edge and will withstand the impact of a metal hammer. So around $18 a tool. You can buy them in sets. I'm asking you to purchase a 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch, and a 3/4 inch wide chisel. The difference between a nail set and a punch. And the difference is a punch has a flat face. A punch can be tapered or straight like this one. This is straight, or it can be tapered like this one. This is a punch, but they have a flat end. A nail set has a dimple in the end and a sharp edge going around so it doesn't slide off the nail and damage the surface of the work that you're involved in. So please buy a set of nail sets. The rubber handled ones are more expensive. The plain steel nail sets, a set of 3, is inexpensive and should be easily found. The combination square is really important. This one's been around a while. You can see I painted my tools red, white, and blue at one time because the job sites I was working on, we had a few issues. So I painted, labeled mine, and it worked out really well. You're going to have your name on your tools, but we'll talk about that soon. Combination square. Low quality, high quality, very expensive, inexpensive. Please buy an inexpensive combination square, but it's important and imperative that you check it before you leave the store for being square. So how do you do that? You're going to take possibly a foam board, any kind of a small piece of material. You're going to take a very sharp pencil, have the combination square solid. You're going to have the combination square solid on one side. You're going to draw a very precise line. Then you're going to flip this over and you're going to see if that line is straight with the square. Next on the list is a compass. You need an inexpensive math compass. It could be plastic or metal. I prefer the metal. You can decide it shouldn't cost more than a couple of dollars. There are different types of pencils we use. As a freshman, you simply need a normal number 2 HB pencil. Please get a couple of packs of them. If you go crazy and get 100 of them to put in your toolbox, that's great, because you only need to lose one every other day. So truthfully, it's hang on to your pencils, and you do need a box of them or a couple of boxes in your toolbox. The other kind of pencils you would buy, this you would buy more as a junior, sophomore. Same with a larger pencil. They're not expensive. I think they're about 10 cents a piece. This is a Carpentry pencil. It has an elongated lead in it, makes it a little bit stronger. The lead in this pencil is a bit stronger because it's larger. Again, it's about a number 2 HB. Very handy to have. Some people prefer this pencil for all around. I tend to use all of them depending on the process I'm working on. As a freshman, I would like you to own a framing hammer. A smooth face, 20 ounce straight claw framing hammer. This differs from a finish hammer. A finish hammer is lighter, 16 ounces, curved claw normally, and it's a lot smaller, shorter handle. Here's a comparison. Finish hammer, framing hammer. As a sophomore, you'll have both hammers. As a freshman, if you can have both. But please, on the freshman list is this framing hammer right here. For impact drivers, you're going to need two kinds, a number 2 Phillips and a T25 Torx, represented here. It's kind of tough to see it, but they come in different colors, so don't go by the color, go by the numbers in the description. This is a number 2 Phillips. This is a T25 Torx bit. Really important, please have 2 or 3 of each. Flat bar. There's many different types of pry bars available. We would like you to have a inexpensive flat bar. It's a very simple tool and you'll be using it often, so please add a flat bar to your shopping list. Permanent markers. Here are 2 types. You can find this at a box store. You can find this at a stationery store. They're both permanent markers. This one's made more for the carpentry industry. Works a little bit better. They're both easily lost, so don't spend a lot of money. Honing stone. There are many different types of honing stones, lots of price ranges. You do need a 2-inch by 8-inch honing stone. A medium grit is the way to go. You can have more than that, but to start out, a medium grit, 2-inch wide by 8 inches long honing stone is what I'm asking for. You can call me for more clarification or email, but we'll start with that. There are many price ranges for drill indexes, from $5 on up. The one in front of you here is $30, and you can easily find one for $5 or $6. Please just have a drill index that goes from 1/16 to 1/4 of an inch. No matter what the quality that you decide to purchase, 1/16 is the smallest bit, 1/4 inch for the largest one. You'll be using those a lot, and you'll break them, and you'll need to replace them as you break them. The last thing on the freshman list is a 1 1/4 inch wide 3-ring binder with 3 dividers. Next up is a sophomore year. Sophomore year, you're going to add some expensive things, like a hand plane. This block plane is not inexpensive, but it's not extremely expensive, but it will last you for a very long time. It's unique because it has individual points for your hand to sit inside. You hold it like this. It has an adjustable throat. One of the key features is that the blade itself is 1 3/8 of an inch wide. That makes it easy to hold, easy to handle. Highly recommend, and it's the only block plane I would like you to purchase. Don't purchase another one if this doesn't work for you. Please talk to me before you think of buying something else. This block plane will work great. I've had this for at least 40 years. It is a Stanley Model 12-960. Stanley Model 12-960. Stanley block plane. Tool belt. Many different types and styles, but I need bags on both sides, a place to put your hammer, and they should fit. If the bag is big enough to put an impact drill in, that's even better, because when you're on the ladder, you're going to have to hold that. Here's a couple of ideas. Most common one students like to buy is a leather with the bags riveted on. It's reasonable in cost. As a freshman, by the way, it's not a bad idea to buy this if you can, but I don't want to overwhelm you financially. As a junior, senior, and you're passionate about the trade, you should move on to a more professional set of bags. These have a shoulder harness. The bags are much larger for holding your tools while you're on ladders and things like that. Highly recommend it. They're easy to find. Thing as a sophomore is you're going to need a speed square. This is a 7-inch speed square. It comes with a rafter table, so please buy the set, the speed square with the rafter table. Speed squares come in different colors and they come in different materials, aluminum and plastic. As long as you buy it with the booklet for the rafters, you'll be set. Please don't buy the bigger one. Bigger isn't always better. Try putting this in your pouch and then climbing up a ladder. You don't even need this one usually up on a ladder. You usually need the smaller one. So please, a 7-inch speed square. Carpentry pencils. As a sophomore on up, please buy some carpentry pencils. They have an elongated lead, it makes it stronger. Recommend. Tool belt, you're going to need boots. Boots are incredibly important. There's all kinds of boots and work shoes out there. They need to be resistant to stepping on a nail and having that go through the boot into your foot. They need to be resistant to falls, something falling on your foot and saving your foot from being injured. So that's the expectation, that some type of a construction boot. There's a lot of new technology out there. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Cat's paw. You definitely need a cat's paw when you've got to pull something apart. This will dig into the wood, grab the head of the nail, and then you can move on to a flat bar or another way to pull it out if you need more chalk line. There's medium, expensive, and inexpensive chalk lines. This is an inexpensive chalk line. This is a slightly more expensive. The color doesn't matter to me. Blue or red, you decide. You can buy either one, whichever is convenient, but you do need a chalk line. And a putty knife. You need a flexible blade putty knife that when you hold it and you press it down, the blade flexes easily for putting putty on material. Razor knives. Razor knives can be extremely helpful, but it is considered a knife. If you're found with a knife within the school, it's a 10-day suspension unless it's in your vocational area classroom. So we have knives for you to use. Some of the extra things you can get are sunglasses. These sunglasses are made for working. There's safety glasses as well as sunglasses. You can use these outside. Gloves. Gloves are fantastic to have. We recommend you put your name on them. You don't have to spend $30 for a pair of gloves. Actually, these were around $5 or less for each of these pairs. I use them. Sometimes you don't want to wreck your hands with some rough material, so just put on a pair of gloves. Safety glasses. We will give you one pair of safety glasses a year. If you need more, you can buy inexpensive safety glasses. I really like these. They are from Harbor Freight. I don't buy many tools from Harbor Freight, but sometimes like a disposable pair of safety glasses is a great idea. They're very lightweight. You can hardly tell they're on your face. They're about $1.50. Can't go wrong. Put your name on the side so you can't lose them. Harbor Freight safety glasses, they're the bomb. Okay. As a senior, there's only one more thing you need to add, and that's a framing square. And honestly, at school, we have some framing squares, so you may not need to bring your own in. We may have enough. And that's the tools that we ask you to purchase for being a vocational carpentry student at Plymouth South.